Welcome to Odd Ifs, where we twist history with mind-bending what-ifs. Today's question is a cinematic game-changer. What if Stanley Kubrick had directed Star Wars? It might sound like sci-fi fan fiction, but this bizarre alternate timeline almost happened. George Lucas originally pitched Star Wars as a space fantasy inspired by Flash Gordon and Joseph Campbell's hero myths, but he struggled to find a visual language that could bring his sprawling vision to life. Enter Stanley Kubrick. Fresh off the success of 2001, A Space Odyssey, Kubrick was seen as the master of sci-fi storytelling. In fact, Lucas even approached him for advice during development. But what if things went further? What if Kubrick didn't just advise? What if he bought the concept or convinced Lucas to hand over the reins? The result? A radically different Star Wars, one that would have been darker, slower, more philosophical, and possibly unrecognizable. Imagine A New Hope shot like The Shining. Long, eerie silences, minimal dialogue, deep space dread. Instead of John Williams's triumphant score, picture Ligetti's haunting choral work echoing through the Death Star. The Force wouldn't be a mystical energy field guiding Jedi. It'd be an unknowable cosmic force, explored through cryptic monologues and surreal visuals. Darth Vader might not have shouted lines like, "I am your father." He might not have spoken at all. He could have been a silent, looming presence, masked and menacing, appearing only in slow tracking shots that build unbearable tension. And Luke Skywalker? Forget the farm boy turned hero. In a Kubrick version, he might have been a psychologically complex figure descending into madness in the vacuum of space, like Dave Bowman in 2001, staring into the infinite void of the cosmos. Even the pacing would have been radically different. Kubrick's films are known for their deliberate rhythm. Imagine a 2.5-hour Star Wars where nothing happens for 45 minutes except people floating in pods, staring at stars. No laser battles, no Han Solo quips, just existential dread and philosophical musings on destiny, free will, and the illusion of heroism. That alone would have changed everything. Without the blockbuster magic of fast-paced action, charismatic heroes, and mythic storytelling, Star Wars may never have become the cultural phenomenon it did. There would have been no merchandising boom, no toy lines, no theme parks. The sci-fi genre might have gone down a much more cerebral path, influenced by European arthouse cinema rather than Saturday morning cartoons. Directors like Christopher Nolan or Denis Villeneuve might have grown up idolizing a very different kind of sci-fi. Would they have made Inception or Blade Runner 2049 if Star Wars had been a quiet, introspective film about the futility of rebellion? Maybe not. Even the look of science fiction would have evolved differently. Instead of sleek X-wings and glowing lightsabers, we'd have grimy, realistic spacecraft and minimalist lighting, more alien than Star Trek. Industrial light and magic might never have existed. CGI revolution, delayed by decades. The entire trajectory of modern filmmaking changes. And let's not forget, without the success of Star Wars, George Lucas might have walked away from directing altogether. His influence on Hollywood's blockbuster model vanishes. Spielberg, Coppola, and the rest of the new Hollywood generation may have followed a different creative arc. The studios might have kept betting on gritty dramas instead of high-concept franchises. We might have never gotten the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the superhero boom, or even the rise of streaming tentpoles. One decision, letting Kubrick direct Star Wars, ripples outward across 4 decades of pop culture. So what do you think? Would Kubrick's Star Wars have been a masterpiece or a box office disaster? Drop your thoughts below. And if you loved this strange detour into cinematic history, smash that like button, subscribe to Odd Ifs, and hit the bell so you never miss another bizarre what if.